Hello, Internet. It is I, the Malik Aaron, and welcome back to the channel. Episode 232. Get to talk about more sequels that really don't need to happen, but are gonna happen anyway, whether we like it or not. How fun. But we're not talking about like something like the Jurassic World reboot thing coming out next year. No, these are actual sequels, actual follow ups, not soft reboots or anything. And the two movies we're going to be talking about in this video, well, the two sequels in particular, both happen to be based off of Disney movies from 2016. Those two movies are Zootopia and Moana. And today, their follow ups were truly announced. I know Zootopia 2 was technically announced a while back, but now it has a date. As does Moana 2, which I didn't even know was a thing. Like, I know about the live action Moana movie that we're getting for some godforsaken reason next year, but I wasn't. Like, Moana 2 was a bit of a shock to me, but it's coming out this November. Yeah, November 27th. Yeah. Yeah, it's happening. They always had that date like there for like an untitled movie, and this happens to be that untitled movie. And the thing is, Moana 2 wasn't really supposed to be Moana 2 in a way. It wasn't supposed to be a movie sequel. It was supposed to be a TV show. Supposed to be like a Disney Plus show, apparently. But the studio decided to make it into a theatrical sequel. So this is kind of like what they used to do with those Disney directed DVD movies like way back in the day, where they just took like episodes of like an abandoned TV show and they kind of stitched them together to make some kind of narrative, some flimsy ass narrative, and they were just like, here you go, new movie, bam, done. So they're kind of doing that with this, except this is like much higher budget. So yeah. Um I mean, Moana, I haven't seen it in a long time, but that's not a movie that really screams sequel to me. I feel like that kind of works as like a standalone flick. Kind of like Tangled works as a standalone flick, or Frozen. Big Hero 6, I can kind of see a sequel being, reasonable with that, because you could do a lot with that universe. But Moana, I don't know. The most you could have done is probably some Disney, like a Disney Channel show, like what Tangled had. You could have just done that, like a full like theatrical sequel. I don't know. I don't know. Um, yeah, I just don't know. But we're getting it, and we're so yeah. Obviously, the next year or so, like if you were a huge fan of Moana, this is gonna be the time of your life, because you're not only getting Moana 2, you're getting the live action movie in 2025. Like, just ugh. I don't even know why this live action movie even exists. If it was just a sequel, then that'd be fine, whatever. But a live action movie, like, why? Why? Why Moana? Why all this Moana now? There has to be an explanation. Wait, apparently there is an explanation. Apparently Bob Iger is saying like Moana was the most watched in 2023. Why? For what reason? Was this number one and not like you think like some of their 2023 movies that actually were put on Disney Plus, you think those would be like number one for you? You think Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 would be your number one of the year, because that was your number one movie of the year at the box office? Or hell, even Avatar The Way of Water, even though that was also on Max at the same time, but still, you think that'd be number one. But why Moana? It's so strange. I don't understand. And Apparently, this is a safe bet. This is a safe, I guess some would say a safe cash grab because, as you know, last year was rough for for Disney movies. I mean, as it shows you, like Wish, The Marvels, Indiana Jones and Dial of Destiny, all disasters. They don't even mention Haunted Mansion, which did just as bad, and Ant-Man 3, that was also a flop. Elemental barely survived. Like it should be a part of that list, but it escaped by the skin of its teeth. So yeah, so Moana 2 is basically being made to give Disney some extra cash because things are very much not good right now. So yeah, that's the first sequel. The second sequel, as I already mentioned earlier, Zootopia 2. I always knew, well, I already knew this was coming. I think it was announced last year, but because it didn't have a date or anything, I didn't talk about it. But now that it has a date, I will talk about it. So Zootopia 2 is coming out November 26th, 2025. So next Thanksgiving. So yeah, and a sequel to this, I mean, from a financial perspective, it makes all the sense in the world. Zootopia was huge back in 2016. Made $1 billion. $1 billion for an original animated movie. That's very impressive. Like I believe only Frozen has been able to do that when it comes to original Disney animated movies. Well, I guess there's this Lion is Lion King was that is that $1 billion movie? I'm not sure. Well, that was because of re-releases and all that. But I'm not sure if that's actually $1 billion movie. But yeah, Zootopia was huge. Everyone loved it. It's probably honestly probably one of my favorite Disney movies. So a sequel makes sense when it comes to like from from a money perspective, but creative perspective, I mean, I guess you can expand the world of Zootopia. You can have like some new like themes and characters and stuff like that. Like I can see that happening, but I feel like I don't think it's gonna be very good. I don't know. I have this feeling it's gonna suck because I feel like they used all their creative energy on that first movie, and then for like anything else, I guess they're I don't know, they might be like running on fumes, kind of like what happened with Frozen 2. Like Frozen, they put all their effort into that, and Frozen 2, they just kind of like threw their hands in the air, just like, well, we got to come up with something. I feel like Zootopia 2 maybe that, which would be a shame, but whatever. We'll see how it goes. But if Zootopia 2 is going to do one thing, it needs to make a direct or indirect reference to I Will Survive, please. That's the only thing like I want. Like if you're going to make this movie, you got to reference it somehow. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I Will Survive, you don't know what that is, good for you. In fact, I wish I could be you, but I'm not you. Okay? But for anyone who's been online for the past like few years, you probably heard of this comic, I Will Survive. It's a rather infamous comic, probably one of the more infamous comics out there on the internet, probably next to Sonic Shoe, because I Will Survive has been classified as the Zootopia abortion comic. Yeah, I've read it. That's what it's about. It's it's something. I'll tell you that. So there's probably a 0% chance they're gonna make a reference to that. But if they do, you get a thumbs up from me. But yeah, and I guess just Alien Romulus, but that's just a title change. There's nothing to really talk about there. It's not like it changed its date or anything. So yeah, that's Moana and Zootopia. We're gonna get more of them on the big screen in the next 2 years. Yay, cinema! So now it's time to play that game. What will happen next? I mean, February. What the heck is Out of Darkness? I've never seen that before. Why is that here? Do I have to talk about? I think I'm gonna have to talk about it. God damn it! I thought this weekend was gonna be easy. Ugh. Then you got Bob Marley and Madam Web Valentine's Day midweek. And then you got the end of February here of all these movies. And you got March. March isn't looking like too bad. April is looking quite bad. I think April's gonna be a disaster, especially compared to last year. There's no Mario on the calendar, so things are gonna get real rough. Um let's see. What else? There's May. May looks moderate. Yeah, June here. Quiet Place Day 1 just dropped a trailer. I actually saw it. I just watched it before I recorded this video. And I'm like, okay, this is interesting. Taking place in New York, the city that never sleeps. Having a Quiet Place movie in a location like that has quite a bit of potential. So maybe it'll probably be good. I'll probably watch it. I'll probably because I actually like the Quiet Place movies. I think they're quite good. And if this is another one of those, then I'm all for it. Then you got July. And some apparently like Twisters and Deadpool 3, there's been rumblings that they might get like Super Bowl ads. We'll see. I haven't really looked into what movies are getting Super Bowl ads. So I guess we're gonna find out come Sunday or like a couple days before Sunday because sometimes the trailers or the spots they're put online in advance. So we'll see what happens. Then you got August, where you have Alien Romulus, which was already titled that, but now it's official. And then you got all these August movies. Then you got September. Then you got October. Then November. There's Moana 2, coming out the same day as Wicked Part 1. So if is Moana 2 a sequel? Is it a musical? It should be a musical. The original was. So there is a chance we could have two musicals opening the same day, which would be something. It wouldn't work out for either movie, I don't think, but it would be something if that was the case. And then you got December, Sonic 3, it's the only movie I care about. I hope it massacres Mufasa the Lion King. I really hope it does. Please. It needs to happen. I really hope that happens. Come on, society. Do a good thing. Don't let Mufasa succeed. Let Sonic succeed, please. Then you got all these movies that are in the ether right now. And then you got 2025. There's January, February, March, April, May, June. There's Moana again. There's Jurassic World event film because it obviously doesn't have a title yet. They got August, September, October, November. Until Disney Animation. That's freaking Zootopia 2. And it's going up against Wicked Part 2. Why is Disney going up against Wicked? Not once, but twice. What is up with that? That's such a weird choice. And then you got December, and then you got a bunch of movies that are coming out in coming out in 2025 supposedly. So that's what the next 2 years look like. So yeah, that's it. That's all. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, share the whole drill. You want to check out more videos like this? I got playlists on the homepage. All previous cancel episode to man the channel. There's now 232 episodes. Plenty to choose from. So if you want to watch any of them from beginning to now, I highly encourage you do that. You want to binge them all from beginning to now, please do that. I highly recommend it. There's also box office predictions where I predict box office for movies. This weekend I do Lisa Frankenstein, Turning Red, and apparently Out of Darkness. So stay tuned for those. And then next Wednesday I will be doing Bob Marley and Madam Web. So stay tuned for those as well. But if you want to watch any of the past prediction videos I made on the channel, you can go right ahead. There's also box office recaps where I go over the box office results for any particular month. I meant to do my January recap on Wednesday, but just didn't work out. So I plan on doing that video, well, technically tonight, like like a yeah tonight, not like in the early morning like I'm recording now, but actually at night, proper night. So in the PM, okay, I'll make it then. So stay tuned for that. But if you want to watch any of the past recap videos I made on the channel, you can go right ahead. And yeah, that's it. That's all. I am out. Goodbye.